Hey there, this is Matt. Once again, welcome back to another review. This time, The Killing Machine. Dolph Lundgren film that he directed and starred in back in around 2010, the same year The Expendables came out. Although this says 2009, but every other place I looked at says 2010. Now, this was under a different title too, called Icarus. That's because it was his known name as an assassin. Because the story is fairly straightforward. Dolph Lundgren used to be KGB, the Soviet Union fell, and he pretty much didn't know where to go, so he had a family, a wife and a kid. At this point he's divorced, and he does these hits. So, a former KGB guy who's a hitman. He does a hit, I believe in Hong Kong. He gets back, I believe to Vancouver. Things are awry, and he gets hunted down. He has to save his ex-wife, he has to save his kid, protect them while people out of the woodwork are trying to hunt him down. And the movie, I like. Some people don't. There are issues I have with the film, but I thought it was an easy-to-watch time waster. But I would kind of put it above a time waster. Like, I can see if people don't like it. I disagree. I can see people look at it as a time waster. To me, I would put it above a time waster. I know I just said that, contradicted myself. But this is a film that it's not doing anything in the plot that's entirely imaginative or original. Issues, there's a too much shaky cam in the direction of the action scenes by Dolph. The ending is a bit abrupt, and it almost seems as if they're trying to do a sequel bait ending, which I don't know why, because that's never going to come to be. Yeah, the sequel bait, abrupt ending, the shaky cam business. With that said, this went at a very fast pace. It was an easy film to watch. I thought Dolph Lundgren gave a good, solid performance as his character. The bit of family drama, I actually didn't mind. The interactions he had with his ex-wife, especially later on in the film when things are getting more hectic, I thought she worked well with Dolph, this actress. I forget her name. Is it Stephanie? I'm not sure her name. And I thought the little girl who played Dolph's daughter was cute. She wasn't annoying. She wasn't irritating. She wasn't whiny. I thought she had some sweet scenes with Dolph. Dolph worked with her well. So the little family dynamics, they didn't derail the film, in my opinion. The movie is also very violent, which was nice to see. A lot of people getting shot in the chest or in the head. There's a moment where he does this hit near the beginning of the film, and he finds that these people who he killed, they were torturing this person, hung upside down. When he finds the person, like a piece of their skin, like a piece of their face is like off, and or like a big cut here. It's a really nice gory effect. It almost looked like a piece of the skin was hanging off and the guy's upside down. It's like, oh shit. There's other moments like the way he kills some people. Like there's one woman who is a two-time and traitorous bitch that Dolph stabs with a fucking pitchfork. There's another one where he's fighting in a weight room and he takes the guy. And you know, in the weight room you have the bench press, and then you have the weight, and then on the side you have a little piece of the metal hanging out. Dolph like slams a guy's eye or a face into that. Now again, it could be better directed, and again, Dolph, he can handle this better. Although I think this is a much better film than, say, Missionary Man. But he, if he does decide to direct it again, he needs to get out of the mind frame of shaky cam and calm it down. Although, even with that said, that I can't tell you why, Actor handled this more than other films that had shaky cam, and I can't really give you an exact reason as to why. But I don't know, maybe because I liked Dolph. I liked him in the movie. It was going at such a fast pace. The violence was nice to see that I could deal with it. Or maybe because I've seen much worse cases, like Taken 2 or Taken 3 or Missionary Man. I thought that was a much worse. I was going to say worser, but I don't think that's a word. A much worse job. Like, even though it goes to the shaky cam territory, I was still entertained by the bits of action. Not even bits, there's a lot of action in the film. That's another thing I enjoyed. It wasn't too long before another action beat happened, where you're shooting people in the head, or fucking people up left and right. And I liked that. I thought that was nice. And again, some nice gory bits. There's the bad guy at the end who Dolph shoots, boom in the head, and it's a practical blood spraying out. Nice gory effect of a headshot. Which, fuck, bullet to the head with Stallone should have had those. Hell, you could call this movie more bullet to the head than the Stallone movie bullet to. And that's the thing, compared to films like that and other films, I'll gladly take this. An easy to sit through watch. The story I didn't mind for what it was trying to do. The title does fit. He is a killing machine. Definitely fits better than Jean-Claude Van Damme's Kill 'Em All. And maybe that's the thing. Like, I've seen so much other worse direct-to-video films from various stars. Steven Seagal's, a lot of his direct-to-video stuff. Van Damme, even though there's a lot of his direct-to-video stuff I like, there's also stuff like, what was the one? Pound of Flesh, or the one I just mentioned, Kill 'Em All. And this one is, if you want to see a movie where Dolph kills a bunch of fucking people, some family drama that I didn't think was that bad. It was nice to see Bo Svenson, who was in the original. What was that movie? Deep Space with Charles Napier. And he's been in quite a few other films. If you look him up throughout the years, he was in some of those Walking Tall movies from back in the day. He was in the original Inglourious Bastards, among other stuff. Accomplished, solid actor. Really liked him in quite a few flicks. Nice to see him in this film. He only shows up in the last 10 or so minutes of the movie. You see him briefly at the beginning and then shows up like the last 10 or so minutes of the flick. It's one of those films that this is kind of a hard film to review, but yet an easy film to review because it's very straightforward and it is what it is. Dolph's a hitman. You see him do hits. I like one of the lines he says when someone asks him, "Who are you?" "Your executioner." Shoots the guy, his target. And then he saves the guy who's upside down, who, again, a piece of his fucking face is like hanging off there. Get a nice gory effect. Goes back. Yeah, this is going to be a short review because I don't know what I would say without repeating myself. It's one of those flips that is so straightforward that if you watch the trailer or you look at the cover of the movie, it pretty much tells you what kind of movie you're getting at. What kind of movie you're sitting down to watch. If it's a rainy afternoon, you want to see Dolph kick some ass, you could do a lot worse. Not only in the Dolph Lundgren filmography, but in the direct-to-video filmography. But at the same time, some could say there's a lot better options too, and I can understand that. But here, after sitting through stuff like Diamond Dogs or Missionary Man, which I'd rather be in missionary position with anybody before watching that fucking film again. Again, the abrupt ending I could do without. Should have had a more of a concrete ending. It almost seems like it ends very quickly. Not quite a cliffhanger, but close. And again, the shaky cam I could do without. Calm that shit down. But yeah, pretty much sat here on a Saturday night, popped this in, and it's less than 90 minutes, 88 minutes long. Nice violence, plentiful action. Dolph did a solid job in the lead, his acting role, and like I said, some of his family stuff, I didn't mind. I didn't mind the people who played his family members. Like I said, it's nice to see Bo Svenson in there. I know this isn't much of a review, but it's one of those films that really speaks for itself. I don't know how else to put it. Yeah, I know this is one of my lesser reviews, but overall, I can say I was entertained by the film. I enjoyed the film. And of the Dolph films in the past 10 years, and that's what you gotta also put into effect, that when you look at films like Ambushed and Blood of Redemption and Kindergarten Cop 2 and what was that legendary, the legendary one with Scott Adkins with like the shitty CGI creature, and Shark Lake, and sadly the abysmal stuff Dolph Lundgren does nowadays. Other than Skin Trade, I really like Skin Trade. And Battle of the Damned, I like that one too. Those are two I would put above this. But the other stuff, like was Puncture Wounds, and this is a lot better than that. Because at least Dolph directing this film, it seemed like at least he knew what the audience for the most part wanted. A story with not having subplots upon subplots upon subplots. To see him out there in the lead role, commanding the screen. Have a little bit of story in there, but every quickly having some type of action beat happen. So that really kept the movie going. I mean, this says it best. BeyondHollywood.com, pure action. I can see that. I can see. Granted, they don't say if they like or hate the film, but they just say pure action. I can see that. So I do think of the Dolph Lundgren films in the past 10 years, this is definitely one of the better ones. And you could do a lot worse. If you think this is such a bad film, again, watch Cover Up, watch The Last Patrol, watch Agent Red, or hell, watch some of the stuff he's done lately, sadly. Like Altitude, or whatever the fuck that movie was called, or In the Name of the Team 2, which came out a year after this. Like, it was The Expendables, and this movie in 2010, and then 2011, In the Name of the Team 2. I mean, hell, watch that film, then watch this, and you'd be like, yeah, this movie isn't that bad of a flick. And I know I didn't go into much detail, but maybe that's for the better, for people to check it out and check it out for yourself. Again, just fair warning, there's shaky cam, which can get annoying, and there's an ending that could be a lot less abrupt. But overall, didn't mind the movie, and I appreciate Dolph for giving us the violence. That he, Like Dolph seems, when he directs his films for the most part, he seems to know that's what the audience wants. I mean, from command performance, stabbing people with drumsticks, to the Russian specialist, that has some pretty nice gory scenes with a shotgun. And then this one, some nice bits. Like the headshot at the end in the finale, I thought that was nice. But anyway, I'm just been repeating myself for a bit. I'll end it here. Kill Machine, straightforward flick that was an entertaining time to sit down with. You know, cinematography didn't bother me. The score, take it or leave it, wasn't awful, wasn't memorable. The supporting cast, I thought they did their jobs fine. I didn't find anyone annoying or irritating or that bad. I thought the supporting cast worked fine for the roles they had to play. Can't think of anything else. And the direction, again, the fault I would give the direction is if Dolph decides to direct again, ease up on the shaky cam. Please. You don't need that. Go watch the John Wick movies. And for those wondering, I did not see the trailer John Wick 3 because I'm waiting to see that when I go to the theater for it. But John Wick 1 and 2, like Dolph, take a look at those and make action scenes of that nature. Just a little tip. But thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.